Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a detailing video on this BMW M4. Now this video is a bit back to front as I'm actually filming this intro after the detail's done, because I went back through the footage and realised that the intro didn't actually work because I ended up cropping my face out, which was absolutely not ideal. So I've just finished up a full detail on this BMW M4. It's had full wash, full decontamination, single stage machine polish and a G-on ceramic coating, and I've basically filmed the whole process, or as much of the process as I possibly can, and show you guys what I do or what I've done to this BMW over the last couple of days. So I'm on my second day finishing up on it now. Like I said, it's had a full day yesterday, full wash, full decontamination, machine polish, and then today it's had some more machine polishing just to get it up to scratch, and then it's been coated with G-on moss coating. So yeah, hope you enjoy this video. It's got, I'll try to put in some tips in there. It's going to include a bit of a montage of some of the cleaning processes, and it was basically just a video to put together to get back on it with some of the detailing stuff. And basically get back on it with the content, because I appreciate I haven't really done that much over the last couple of weeks. It's just been far too busy. So if you want to see what I've done on this BMW M4, check out the rest of the video, because this video is going to be for you. So before we get started, let's talk about the setup that I've got to crack on with the clean on this car. So I've got 3 bucket wash method, 1 for the wheels, 1 for the wash, 1 for the rinse. Got my pressure washer, snow foam, pre-wash, decontamination products, and I think that's about everything else that I need on this car. So start off giving it a pre-wash down to get rid of any loose dirt, and then we'll do the pre-wash, which I'm using Built Hammer Touchless for, go around it with that, then the snow foam, give the wheels a good pressure wash, and then give them a full clean, and then I can go around the badges, and then the 2 bucket wash method. Right, so the pre-wash stages are done, so I've gone around the car with the Built Hammer Touchless and the snow foam, and then given it a really good pressure wash, and also gone around the badges and all the rubbers and stuff just to get any dirt out that the wash bit won't. So now ready to tackle the wheels. We've got matte black wheels, all plastic arch liners, which is perfect, nice and easy to clean. Although matte wheels can be a little bit harder because the dirt sticks a lot more than gloss. So just going around the wheels with the wheel cleaner again, and then going to go around the arches with the Built Hammer Touchless. I've got my wheel bucket with all the brushes in. So I've got a couple of Icam brushes in there for the tyres and the arches, along with some soft brushes and some barrel brushes to get right inside. And then what I'll do, I'll move the car backwards a bit, just because there's not enough room where the caliper is, there's not enough room to get like a brush in there. So what I'll do, I'll clean as much as I can, move the car back a little bit, just so I can get to the area where the caliper is at the minute. So yeah, crack on with the wheels, clean all them up, and then we'll be moving on to the 2-bucket wash method and the decontamination stages, and then we can look at moving it inside, getting it all dried. It's a nice day today for it, so hopefully get some nice before shots of the paintwork, see what it's like under the direct sunlight, and then I can sort of get an idea of what I need to do in terms of polishing it. But yeah, so far so good on the BMW M4 detail. Right, so the pre-wash stages on the BMW M4 are now all done. Just drying it off, get it ready to put inside. So I've done snow foam, well, pre-wash snow foam, cleaned all the wheels, arches, decontaminated it. There's a couple of little bits of glue that needs to remove on the side skirts once it's inside with a toffee wheel, because I think it's had like PPF or a wrap on there and it's quite hard to remove, so I'll do that once it's inside. Paint's not actually looking too bad, so there's a few swells, a few scratches in there. Bonnet's all been recently repaired or resprayed, so I've got to be a little bit careful on that because it is fresh paint. But under the sun, well, in the sun, it's not actually too bad, so hopefully it should be nice to polish up and then we get it coated. But like I said, just drying it now, get it ready to put inside. And then what I'll do once it's inside, I'll get the lights on it, show you it in a little bit more detail, and then talk to you a little bit about the processes that I'm doing on the machine polishing stages of this car. So I brought the BMW M4 inside, so just having a look at it under the lights. What I'm going to do is I prefer to have the main light switched off and then just focus it on one sole light, which is what I've got my work lights for, which I'll show you in a second. So it's all fully dried, fully decontaminated, and it's all ready to be taped up and then to be given machine polish. So I'm going to be using a nice soft pad, and then I'm going to be using Koch Chemie. Can't remember what the exact name of the product is, but I think it's that M3. So getting that all polished up, removing hopefully about 60 to 70% of the swell marks, and then get the car looking as best as possible before the coating goes on. I think that most of the car has been painted. There's a few areas where I'm looking at just from a distance that look like they've been painted. Then when you start going up close into some of the little edges and stuff, you can start to see areas where it's probably likely that it's had paint. It's got PPF on the carbon bonnet, it's got PPF on the carbon roof, and it's had some glue marks down below here, which was probably from PPF. So what my thoughts are, the whole car was probably PPF at some point. It might have had some damage, so they've just taken off the PPF and then resprayed it and just left the PPF on the carbon. So Yeah, I'm going to turn the lights off, show you a little bit more detail under the lights. Hopefully it will pick up with the camera and the lights that I've got, and then we'll get it all taped up and start cracking on the machine polishing. I'll do a little 50-50 on the bonnet so you can see the difference between a machine polish side and an unmachine polish side, and then yeah, crack on with the rest of the car. Quick one before we crack on with the rest of the video: 95% of you who are watching are not actually subscribed. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please do make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because all these little things do really help. Appreciate the support on the channel, appreciate all the likes, all the comments and all the views. It would just be great to get that percentage down to about 50%. I know I've got a long way to go, but hopefully we'll get the subscriber to non-subscriber count down to about 50%. I don't know why it's at 95%. It seems a crazy figure compared to what the views in that are, but hopefully we'll get that down if more of you do subscribe. Also, whilst I stop you guys from the main video, hope you're enjoying what you're watching so far. I've been doing some stuff on TikTok recently, and I've been talking on there about launching an e-guide into how to start in a mobile valeting business. I know there's a few aspiring detailers watching this, some who are already in the industry and some who are looking at starting. If you're looking at starting up a mobile valeting business and you want to take it to the next level, and then this e-guide is going to be for you. The e-guide is going to contain everything that you're going to need to know into how to start in a mobile valeting business from scratch. It's going to include pricing, the services that you're going to need to do, what you're going to need, and all of that sort of stuff. It's a really informative guide. I've got the draft here that's going to be published this week, and hopefully it should be launched towards the end of the week, early next week, which will be around the 24th, I believe. So if you're looking at starting up a mobile valeting business, or if you've got a mobile valeting business and you want to take it to the next level and you want to find some more information on this, there'll be a link in the description below. It will lead you to my Linktree account. Click on that link, and at the top it will be a register interest section. Put in your name, put in your email address, and then we'll send you any information that we've got out on the e-guides. The e-guides are going to be everything that you're going to need to know to help you get you started, and it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money. And it's a guide I wish I had when I started up my mobile valeting business, because it would have just saved me a lot of headache. Basically, you're going to learn everything that I've learned along the way, and you're not going to have to make the mistakes that I did, which I think is really going to benefit you. So if the e-guide is going to be something for you, click the link in the description below. We'll send you out any information that we've got over the next week or so. But yeah, that's enough of that. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Right, so let's have a look at it under the lights. It's quite hard with this camera to see and to pick out some of the swells, but you can sort of get the picture there. I've got some like haziness, if it will pick up. Not too much holograms in it, to be fair, which I seen out in the sun as well. There wasn't too much. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Can't really get the camera to focus either, but you see what I mean in terms of the swells. It's not too bad considering. If you look like here, this is what I mean in terms of I think the car's had some bodywork. I'll see if I can get it to focus, maybe. So there's like polish marks and just paint that they've done up to, and if you look around, see if I can get it to focus. So there's paint marks and glue and stuff, so we'll try and get all that out. And little areas like in there, and I can't really get the camera to focus, which is annoying. But basically, yeah, there's some areas that look like have been painted. So we'll run the light across, and there you can see some of the swells and scratches. So we'll aim to get about 60% of them removed. Some tape, I'm going to mask up all of the areas, so badges, any rubbers, any little gaps where the polish might get in, just keep it all covered, and it makes it a lot easier in terms of the preparation. Preparation's key. Tape up and mask off as much areas as possible. Then when it comes around to finishing up, you haven't got as many areas to remove any polish or anything like that. So yeah, I'm going to tape up any badges, any rubbers, any gaps and stuff, and it'll make it a lot easier after the machine polishing's done. If you're not too sure what to tape up, it's stuff like any badges, rubbers, any delicate trims that you don't want to catch the machine polisher with. And it just saves getting polish on these areas, because it can be a bit of a nightmare to take off, especially like these black plastics. There's already a bit of polish on there where someone's polished it before, and once polish is on, it's really hard to remove. So best off just tape up these areas, and then it just makes it a lot easier once you've finished. It just saves a bit of time and stuff. So you can buy the tape pretty much anywhere. It's just normal masking tape. You can buy it on any detailing website, or get it from any sort of paint supplier. You want something that's quite low tact, because you don't want it taking off any sort of paint or anything like that. But if you think that the masking tape's quite aggressive with the glue, just put it on your hoodie and then that'll take off some of the tack. Right, so the BMW M4 is now all taped up and all ready to machine polish. Taking off them last little bits of glue that I said about on the skirts and on the rear bumper. I think it was from PPF, like I said. Pretty sure the car's had a full respray, but it's now fully ready to polish. Put tape everywhere that I need to, so badges, all the rubbers and stuff like that, and the little surrounds around the windows and stuff. Don't want to mark any of that, and the handle, so I've got all that covered up. I'm just about to do a 50-50 on the bonnet, so I'll show you some of that in a bit more detail in a minute. I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff. So this is what it's looking like at the minute. So I've taped up obviously badges, window surrounds and stuff. A few little bits I've got to be careful of. So if you look here, there's little bits of paint peeling, so I've got to be careful of that when it comes down to polishing this. And then also a couple of little bits on the bonnet there and a little bit over there. There's also some little imperfections in the bonnet. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it. Try and get this camera to focus, but it's like these little slight imperfections. Looks like whether it's probably paint's reacted with something when the lacquer was on, because it looks surface, but it's actually not. When you go up close to it, it's not. But done a little test patch. So I've got my Flex machine polisher with the soft pad, and then if you know, this is the polish that I was talking about earlier. So it's Koch Chemie M3 micro cut. It's perfect for a single stage machine polish, getting rid of majority of the swell marks and enhancing gloss. So it says there the cut level's like 30%, but it will do what you need for on a car like this. But it's always good to do a little test to see what pad and polish that you're going to need. But everything's all taped up. Everything I need to, like I say, little 50-50 in the bonnet there, to see what it looks like. I'm going to switch the lights off in a minute. There's a couple of little bird etching marks that you can't really do much with. I'll see if they polish out, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do much with that. A couple of little bits, etching marks there. See if you can see it. Probably not. You just about see that there. So that's the thing, when you bring it in this light, you can start seeing absolutely everything. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is crack on with the bonnet with a 50-50, and then I'll show you the results of that as I go along. Right, we're making really good progress machine polishing the BMW M4. After obviously closer inspection and properly getting to grips with the paint and the lights on the paint, the whole car definitely has been painted, which is not a problem as long as the paint's done well. There's a few little imperfections in it, that's nothing that can be polished out, but I'm doing the best I possibly can to get it up to as new as possible. So probably cutting around 70% of the defects in the paint, removing some of the swell marks and enhancing the clarity in the paintwork, which obviously enhances the gloss. So this is how it's looking. Obviously I'll stick the lights on in a minute and show you it properly. I've got the lights on over there. I need to turn the radio off actually because I've got Heart Christmas on. Turn that down. So I've polished this half. I'm actually going to do a second pass on the bonnet just to make sure that it's all looking as best as it possibly can within the package. It's pretty much there. But obviously in terms of gloss, it's looking a lot glossier. I don't know whether you can start to see like little areas for those that are looking at getting into detailing and trying to get an understanding of how you pick out if it has been painted. You can see like little sort of like raised edge there, like a run on this edge there, and there's just a few little like, I can't open the door because I've taped up the door, but in here there's marks obviously where it's been sanded back and not painted right up to, which like I say, it's not too much of a problem, but it's definitely looking a lot glossier. Just about to start this side. This is a sign of where you can see that's been painted. So if you're looking there, see where it's all rough, and then it's just literally just been painted up to there. So have a look around all these different edges if you're doing a machine polish on a car, then you can sort of get an idea to see if a car has been painted. And if you look there, just normal signs of a respray. But let's turn these lights off. So that's the sort of swell marks in this side. There's a couple of little imperfections like this. I think it's a bit of overspray, so I'll clay bar that out again and then polish it, and then just try and get rid of some of these swells. The swells are worse on this side for some reason, not too sure why. But yeah, let's crack on. Day 2 of the BMW detail, got a couple of little bits of machine polish. So as I said yesterday, let's have a little recap. Just got a refinish of polishing the bonnet and the front bumper, as well as the rear boot lid and the rear bumper. Front bumper's had recent respray jobs, so got to be a bit careful on that, not to go too far with that, because it is pretty fresh paint, I think, in the last couple of weeks. But that being said, the whole car has been resprayed, but admittedly I don't know when that has been done, so got to be a little bit careful of the front bumper. I've already machine polished the bonnet, but I'm just going to go over it again, just try and get a bit of a better result, hopefully get some more of the little swells and scratches out. and then I've got to continue on with the rear boot lid and then the rear bumper, and yeah, starting to look really nice actually. I'm happy with the result so far. It's going to look even better once the coating's on. I've sent a couple of photos over to James, who owns this car, and he's really happy with the result so far, and he's looking forward to picking it up, I think. There are still some imperfections in the paintwork, just where they've had a respray. In the bonnet there's like some sort of etching marks in there that I can't get out, and obviously I pointed out yesterday a couple of the little marks where the paint has been painted up to and not quite blended right in. So some areas that I've had to do what I can with, but definitely making some good results on this BMW M4, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it looks like after it's had a coating. So I'm going to crack on and get the rest of the bonnet machine polished, do the front bumper, and then I'll finish off the machine polishing with the rear end. Right, all the machine polishing on the BMW M4 is now done, so it means I can start taking off all of the tape. So it's been quite a long period of machine polishing, but finally got it to how it should be looking. It's not 100% perfect in some areas, obviously because it's been resprayed and stuff, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was. What I might do, because these little window surrounds are gloss black, I might just give them a polish with the smaller polisher, just try and bring them up a bit, because I don't want the rest of the car to be looking all nice and then them not to be looking as nice. I'll probably get the smaller polisher on that, but I'm just going to take off all of the tape and then get rid of any excess polish that could be on the car as well. So that's this side done. Going to continue on with the other sides. So as you've seen, all the machine polishing is now done. I've taken all the tape off, so I'm ready to crack on with the last few bits before I do the coating. So what I like to do is just make sure everything else on the car is fully done before I do the coating. I want the coating to be the last thing I do on the car. So all the other bits are making sure the wheels, tyres and arches are looking perfect, the door shuts and the glass. So I've already gone around the door shuts to make sure they're all fully clean. I'm just checking the wheels and arches now. Going to be dressing the tyres with Valet Pro Maximum Shine tyre gel, and then just buff off over the wheels with a nice cloth after, just to make sure any tyre shines off of there and any dirt's off of there as well. And then just making sure the arches are all looking nice, and then dress them if needed. And then I'll be moving on to cleaning the glass. I'm going to clean the glass inside and out on this one, just because it will look better for the photos, because where the windows drop down and the windows have been down, it's obviously marks inside. So for the photos I want to make sure the glass is looking on point as well. So I'm going to be cleaning the glass inside and out, and then I'll be ready to crack on the coating. So yeah, let's get the tyres done, get the wheels done, get the glass, and then the paintwork will be ready to lay down the Gion Evo coating on there. So now the tyres are dressed and now ready to go around the actual faces of the wheels with another cloth. So I've got something fairly good, just because I don't want to scratch the wheels, but don't have to be anything brand new because you're going to end up having to chuck it away after anyway. So just looking to go around the edge, just make sure, get any tyre shine off the actual wheel itself, because sometimes it can drip onto it, and then just make sure the barrels are looking clean as well. I've got the lights on just to shine up any sort of imperfections, show up any dirt that could be on there, and make sure they're all fully dry as well. So yeah, just going to case of just wiping around it, making sure I get rid of any of this excess tyre dressing. The only thing is with these wheels, they're matte finish, and obviously the aim of tyre shine is to shine up the matte tyres, so you've got to be a bit careful not to get it on the rim, because it can cause it to go shiny, which is not what you want. So if needed, spray this with a bit of APC and then wipe around that outer edge, just so this don't go too glossy, which it currently is. So I'll just go around that with a bit of APC just to make sure any tyre dressing doesn't show up on the alloy itself. So like I said, I'm going to clean the glass in this car. I've got my glass cleaner. This is actually an elbow grease window cleaner bottle, but it's actually Valet Pro glass cleaner in there. I ran out of bottles, so I had to grab one from my house the other week and empty out the glass cleaner that was in there, because that stuff was actually rubbish, the elbow grease stuff. And then obviously put in the Valet Pro glass cleaner, because it comes in 5 litres. So I've got one glass cloth and one buffing cloth for the glass. So I'm going to spray the glass cleaner onto this cloth, wipe it all over, and then buff off any excess with a separate dry cloth, just because it helps reduce the risk of creating any smears. Cleaning glass is one of my pet hates. I hate cleaning glass, especially if people smoke or vape in the car. It just makes it a lot harder, and in the sun, which is a nightmare cleaning glass because of the heat and direct sunlight. But yeah, I'm just going to start off a couple of squirts onto one cloth, buff on with the others, clean all the glass inside, and hopefully it will just look a little bit better in the photos and the videos once it's all done. So I'm now on the last stages of the BMW detail onto the coating. So I'm using the Geon Moss Evo, which is their new updated version of the Geon Moss. This is actually a single layer application coating, but I'm going to put 2 layers on, just so they've got a bit of extra protection on the car. Obviously I've got 2 microfiber cloths to buff off any excess product. It's always good to have a second cloth, just because the first one can obviously build up loads of coating on there, then you end up just literally wiping coating around into coating. So it's always good to have another cloth. Because these are the same cloth, I've got a pack of 10 of these brand new cloths. I'll make one into a square, then one into a triangle, then I know which one's which. The first one, which is the square, that's obviously for the first buffing off, and then the triangle cloth is what I use to take off any excess that might be on there. So I've got the coating here. I've also got a bit more in the van in case I need it, because I always like to keep a spare. But yeah, I'm just going to crack on with it now. So I've gone round everything that I needed to, clean all the glass, tyres, door shuts and all that sort of stuff. I've gone around the car with some panel wipe, some IPA, just to get rid of any polish excess, and now it's fully ready to do. I'm going to turn the lights off and then have the lights on it from a bit of a distance, and then move the lighting around a bit, because sometimes you can see things in different lights in terms of the coating, so you do need to make sure that you're covering all bases, because you don't want to leave any coating on the car. So yeah, another couple of hours and then this will be the BMW complete. So let's crack on and then see what it looks like once it's all finished. Right, so for anyone that don't know what you sort of get inside a coating box with the Geon Moss Evo, so if you take it out, you've got a maintenance spray which you use after you've done the coating. So 12 hours after the coating, you actually go around the car with this spray, which is like a top-up spray, and then you give it to the customer, and they can use it as a maintenance spray in between washes. So that's what you give to the customer. They've also got a little maintenance guide there that you can give to customers. So the ones that are cleaning their own car, which this customer will be, they can get an idea of how they need to keep on top of the coating to make sure that they get the best out of the coating that's on the car. Obviously, in terms of yourself, you've got The coating, I've got a 50mm pot in the van, and this one here I bought 30mm because obviously I had some in the van, so I don't need to get too much. I don't know whether the 30mm will do this whole car with 2 layers, I'm not too sure, but we'll soon see. Obviously you've got the applicator pad there which you use on the car. I'm probably just going to be working small sections at a time and then pretty much buffing straight off. It's not that, obviously coming into winter now, so it's not that warm, which is quite nice. In the summer it's a lot harder to apply coating because it just cures straight away. So yeah, you also get like a couple little stickers in the coating pot. So you can put one on the customer's car to tell them what coating's on there, what date it was applied. So if they come under selling the car and they mention it's got a coating, someone will know when the coating's applied, how long it's got left, and what exact coating it has actually got on the car. So yeah, that's a little insight on what you get into a coating box. But I'm going to crack on now because time's ticking on and I need to get this car done before the end of the day. BMW M4 detail is finally complete, so it's all been fully clean, fully polished, and I've just finished up on the Geon ceramic coating and it is looking literally as best as it possibly can. I'm really happy with the result on the BMW M4. It is looking stunning, so I'm really happy with it. It's come up really well. It looks so much glossier and it's going to give it a really good protection, make it a lot easier to clean, and it's obviously the coating's got self-cleaning properties and UV protection and all that sort of stuff. And the tanzanite blue is going to look mega when it's out in the sun. The metallic looks mint under the light, so I'm really happy with the result on the BMW M4, which I'm going to show you around in a minute. So let me just talk to you a little bit about the detail and how it's come up. So as you can see, it is looking absolutely mint now. Everything on it is looking super glossy, so it's got to be left in here for, let's move that out of the way, it's got to be left in here for 12 hours for the coating to cure, so it can't go getting wet or anything like that. It's perfect in here. They've got a heater in here as well. It's all like temperature cooled and temperature heated as well, so if I did want to speed up the curing process I could put the heater on, but it literally looks insane. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to send James a few photos in a minute, but as you can see the car is looking insane. I might do a little video tomorrow when I can put water in it and show you the beading properties of the car. So if I do, I'll put that up now, but I'll probably forget tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really happy with the result on that, and I'm sure James will be too. Considering what it was like, admittedly there's a few defects in the paintwork. Obviously we pointed out some paint peeling and stuff there and a few little areas, but obviously age of the car, it's going to have a few bits. It's just a case of doing as best I possibly can to get it looking mint, which it definitely is. What I'll do now, I'll go around and get some individual close-up shots and I'll finish off the video with that, just so you can see what it's like fully up close with a bit of B-roll and stuff, just so be a nice way to end the video. So I hope you've all enjoyed this detailing video. I'm absolutely knackered now. The coating takes it out of you, to be fair, and the machine polishing takes it out of me anyway. Every time I do a machine polishing job I end up being absolutely knackered, which I am now. A lot of work's gone into this car, a lot of hours have gone into it, but it's looking absolutely mint now, or as best as it possibly can, and which it's looking as best it possibly can, which I know James will be happy with the result on this car. He's collecting it tomorrow morning, so I've got to just make sure I've got everything ready for that. And then it's good for him to go, and I might even try and get some shots of it outside tomorrow, hopefully if the weather's nice in the morning. So yeah, sorry I haven't been as on it with the detailing videos on YouTube. Hopefully get back on it now. I've got a bit more time coming into the winter, so getting rained off a lot more, so it gives me a bit more time to do videos. It's just a case of actually finding the time to do the videos. So yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys and girls in the next one. Ciao.